What's going on, my good friend? Welcome to today's video. I'm going to show you step by step how to mod your Nitrado server. That means I'm going to show you how to add mods, how to add the keys, and also how to add the maps and the missions. So that way you can add Takistan, you can add Hashima, pretty much any map. But for this one, I'm going to be showing you Takistan because I'm going to be using this map for an event that I'm going to be doing this month. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you want to do is just download FileZilla. Okay, so just type that up in any browser, go ahead and open it. And here it's going to give you two options. It's either download the client or download the server. Go ahead and download the client. That's the one that we're going to need. All right, go ahead and click that. It's going to take you through the options. I already downloaded it, so let's go to the next thing. Now on your Nitrado server, go ahead and open up the server that you want to open. I have two servers here. I'm going to go for this one right here. And what I want to do here is make sure that I get the information that I need for FileZilla. So I'm going to go to the dashboard right up here. I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to go to the bottom and I'm going to go to this information that I have right here. It says FTP credentials, and FTP is basically what we're using. FileZilla is an FTP program, right? We're not going to use these credentials on the right. All right. So we're going to go to FileZilla. Let's open that up. And here you're going to have your local quadrant. Basically everything that is on your computer is going to be right here. Once you connect to your server, this is going to be your remote side. Everything that is going to be on your server is going to be right here on the right side. On the left side is going to be on your computer. But let's go to File right here on the top left, Site Manager, and we're going to have to need this information that we have right here. So it says the host name. We're going to go back to our server, host name right here on the FTP credentials. You have your host name. Just by clicking it, it automatically is going to go ahead and connect it, and it's going to not connect it, but it's going to copy it. So that way you can go in here and go ahead and put it in there. But this right here may be blank for you. All right. The majority, if not all ports, are going to be 21, but make sure that when you go to your information, it says port right here. And again, remember, you're under the dashboard. And if you look at the path, there's really no path. Also, a good idea is let's just stop this server. Okay. So we have number 21 and that's in there. Now the username is right here. We're going to go ahead and copy that. Same thing. You just go ahead and click it and it's going to copy it, or you can go ahead and click this right here and copy it that way. Okay. You're going to go right here and we were talking about right here, the username, right? So we copy that and we're going to take it over here. The username, I already have it right there, but let's do it again just in case. And the next one and last one is going to be the password, and you don't have to worry about it because it's right there and you can show it if you want it, when you want to know it. But to be honest, just copy it right there. You don't really need to show that. All right. So now that you have your password and everything, we're going to hit connect. All that's happening right now is that your local side right here on the left side is connecting to your remote side on your right hand side. So from your computer to your server, and there we go. Now that we're connected, you're going to see that I have all these mods and whatever like that, but I'm going to get rid of all these mods and I'm going to show you step by step. Okay. So first thing that I'm going to do is go to this PC right here. We're going to go to Windows SSD or whatever hard drive you're using. We're going to go to Program Files times 86. We're right there. We're going to go down here to where it says Steam right here, and we're going to hit that plus sign so it decollapses and it opens up right there. And then we can go to Steam Apps right here, and it's going to show you this first file at the very top, which is going to be your common file. That common file is going to have pretty much everything that you have right there. But if you scroll down just a little bit more, you're going to find the workshop. You can find that also up there, but here it's just direct. Anything that you don't find here and you're having issues, you can literally go to common, go to DayZ, go to the workshop right here, and it gives you pretty much all the mods that you're going to need. But the reality is that the majority are just going to show under Steam Apps, and straight past that common and all the stuff right here, workshop, and it's going to give you content, and under content, we open that. It gives you 22110. Ignore this one on the bottom. Just stick to this one right here. Open it up, and here you're going to have all the mods that you have already subscribed to, and it gives you all the nomenclatures that you have. If you don't know how to find those, when you go to your Steam, and let's say that you go to the workshop, you open it up, and here you're looking for some mods, or you download some mods, or maybe you were searching for a mod, let's say the care package, just type care or whatever like that, see what comes out, see that they come out or whatever. But if you already subscribed to a mod like I did, I decided to make a list. I'm going to go to where it says your files, subscribed items, and here it gives me a list of pretty much all the mods that I'm using right now. By the way, this one is scary awesome, bro. You can actually skin players and skin characters, zombies or whatever, and wear their faces and their skin as actual. It's ridiculous. I'm adding all this stuff. These are the mods that I'm actually adding to the event that I'm doing this April. You guys can check out the description. All the information for all that stuff is going to be there, but I don't want to really talk about it that much. Let's stay focused right here. But improvised weapons, we're adding all these mods right here. So let's just go to the first page right here, because this is what's important. We need admin tools. We need community frameworks. Another good thing to have besides community frameworks is also dabs frameworks. Community frameworks helps with like maps and loading tools and stuff like that. Dabs is more dedicated to the actual mods. You know, you can have like player slots, percentage on your HUD, the vanilla plus map. So you press the M key and all this other stuff. So I'm going to show you today for sure how to add the vanilla tools, the CF. I'm also going to show you how to do the vanilla plus, and let's do Takistan as well, so that way you guys know, because although all these mods work exactly the same, when you're adding a map, there's one extra step that you're going to need. And also pay attention to one thing that is called an SQM file. That is probably not going to be in this mod or any mod, but I created that file for you, so don't worry about it. You're gonna have access to that file. You just gotta go to my Discord and it's going to be there for you. Alrighty, so let's see if we can get started right here. You have your mods, you have your mod list, you subscribe to a whole bunch of mods. Let's start adding them to your server. Okay, so this is what the server is going to look like on the left versus the right once you start adding mods. This is just going to be an example for you to start getting an idea that you have to wait for those files on the top of the left and then that notification on the right, moving the keys around. This is just kind of like a little demo, so that way we can get into this. So that way you see the movements around, what we're doing, grabbing the CF, making sure that everything aligns properly, and also making sure that the names and nomenclatures are actually correct. Notice that I'm adding the @ sign to the CF and also making sure that I copy that, and also taking that right there and making sure that it's also added to my Nitrado server. Now we're going to go one by one, and I'm also going to show you step by step why we need to change these and put them in a very specific order so they work properly. Like for instance, right here, we need the CF, which is the community frameworks first. And then we would add the actual tools or dabs or whatever other mods, but the community frameworks should always be first. Let's go ahead and save that right there. Make sure that everything is looking good and everything is saved. Good. Let's go back and over here and let's just add another one from scratch. All right. So the next one that we're going to have, because if we go for CF or the admin tools, that's really cool. But let's go to another one of these mods and let's do it from scratch. Very first step is grabbing whatever one. So let's do the map, vanilla plus. Right here on the top left, did you see those numbers right there? We're going to find those last 4 numbers or the full numbers on the list that you have when we went to that file. So once we find the 988, we take it apart, we open it, we open the keys, and on the keys we're going to go down and actually grab the keys once the file finishes downloading. Right there we got the notification. We're going to grab the keys and transfer them to the keys area. Here we're going to override. Don't change anything, just go ahead and override it and press OK. None of these options are going to do anything for you. Just override it and it's going to be completely fine. Your keys are going to be right there and they're going to work for multiple ones. Make sure to always drag the keys even if they have to overdrive or override, or it's not going to work. Okay, now the next one that we're going to be doing right here before is making sure that we have the right name. I like to just copy the name straight out of the Steamworks or whatever like that. Just add the @ sign, copy all that stuff, paste it, and then this right here, I take it to my Nitrado server and I go to the general page, and notice that I'm on the general page and I'm adding it to the additional mods portion. Okay, under settings, it's very important that you pay attention to where I'm adding those same names, because you don't really have to do anything else on the Nitrado server other than just give them names. Okay, so if you go to the file browser right here and and you go to DayZ standalone, you're going to see that all the mods that I have added, they're already there. I didn't really have to do anything on the actual server. Everything is happening in FileZilla, and all I'm doing is just adding the names to them, so that way they recognize and they connect with each other. That's pretty much what we're doing right here. So we do that by adding the add symbol and all that stuff. Well, let's do another one. All right, let's go to Steam. The same process again. I subscribed to a whole bunch of mods. We did the map, but now I want to add a takistan. This one is interesting because we need dabs frameworks. So let's go do that first. Let's go to dabs frameworks. We did subscribe to that one. We're going to grab the name. I'm just going to copy that and grab the last 4 numbers right there. There we go. Perfect. I just needed to memorize those numbers. So when I go to my FileZilla, I'm going to look for those last 4 numbers, and they're going to be right here. I'm going to drag this one, and this one is actually going to take a while to download. Takistan comes with a lot of a lot of maps, a lot of textures, a lot of what do you call it, all this stuff, but the keys are going to be exactly the same, and they're going to be in the same place, and we're going to drag them to the same spot. Okay, so we're going to grab the keys and we're going to take them to the keys file right here and drop it right there on the right hand side. We're good to go. Keys were added. Perfect. All right, good to go. Now if you don't see the number, just collapse this and recollapse it out, and there you go. The number, the name is going to be there. We're going to use the add symbol. Oops, there we go. Let's connect this with an underscore, so that way there's no interruptions in the flow of information. So dabs underscore frameworks, and then let's add it over here. And for now, I'm just going to drop it right here because I'm going to be adding more mods, and even though it's not really going to work properly, if I put it here, it's going to be the proper, like the proper way to do it in the proper order. But let's see if we can just leave that there for now, and what we're going to do is just reorder those so they make sense when you are done with all the mods. Otherwise, you're just going to drive yourself crazy just trying to keep order. So here we go. So we have dabs frameworks. Let's do another mod, but this time we're going to do takistan plus. So we're going to grab this map right here. Perfect. And let's grab those numbers, make sure that we know the numbers. Let's close this out. Let's look for the last 4 numbers. Okay, right there. That's takistan plus. I see keys, and the difference about this one is that under the keys, you're going to see the missions file, and that's important. We need that missions file. There we go. Let's just drop this right here, and this is the one that is going to take a while to dabs. It's actually pretty quick. This one can take a while, so let's just fast forward to that. And a little while later, we get the notification right here. Perfect. Now we're going to grab the keys because the keys are the same. Remember, you open the keys, go to the bottom, grab the keys, and drag them to the keys file on the right hand side. Now we need the missions file. Don't just drag the missions file. Go to where it says the actual map, which is offline takistan plus, and drag it to the MP missions file on the right hand side, and you're going to see it on the bottom. Now this is where it gets interesting, guys, because you're not going to have access to this file. Not sure why it doesn't actually show up in many of these mods or any of the mods that I've actually gone through. So I'm just going to open this up to show you. There's going to be a file that you're going to need, that if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you're going to be missing this SQM file. And this SQM file is basically what tells the server to connect Takistan to your server. So that sucks that you're not going to have access to that. But I'm going to give you this file completely for free. It's going to be in my Discord. The link is down below, and I'm going to put this file right there, or you can just DM me and I'll be sure to just send it your way. Okay, it's not a big file. It's just the information that the server needs in order to be able to communicate properly that Takistan is the mission that we're going to be loading, and not scenarios. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in this loop of scenarios. And this is what the look this. I built this for you guys. It's a very simple code. I built this from scratch just to make sure that you guys have it. If you have any issues and you can't find that SQM, just go to my Discord, and it's going to be there for you guys. Send me a DM. Pretty friendly guy for you guys. I like to help you guys out, but let's just finish this. All right. We go here, dab. We have dabs. Notice that I made a mistake right here. I put 2 dabs frameworks right here. This is something that happens often when you're using copy paste. If you don't know which one it is, then look at it. This one has the mission file, whereas the other dabs only has the keys and the add-ons. So I know that the mission one is going to be my Takistan plus. So let's fix that right there. Let's make it Takistan plus. Let's copy it, Perfect. We have all the files. Let's put it here in the additional mod section. Let's put that colon right there in between. Make sure that is the period and the comma, not the two periods, because otherwise it's not going to work. All right. Pay attention to those symbols. Now we're going to fix these lines here in a second. Make sure that you save your progress, that everything is good to go. Now this next step is super important. Let's go to general. Let's make sure that we have expert mode turned on. You can just toggle that and make sure that when you toggle it, you go ahead and hit the save. Because when you go to expert settings, you're going to need to change a couple of things here. The first thing that you need to change is the mission that is going to actually load. You're going to have Enoch and Cherneros right here. But the reality is that we do need Takistan to load, and it can't just be any Takistan, just offline, whatever. It needs to be it needs to be exactly the same name that you have on FileZilla. So if it's lowercase and you wrote it lowercase and that's how it is, that's cool and all, but I would highly recommend that you just go to FileZilla, copy and paste it, and just use the exact same name, so that way there's no confusion. So if you know which one your mod is right there, you can just click it one time. Notice that I have some capitals there, and that's the original file actually. So I'm just going to copy that name right there to make sure that there's no confusion, no errors. And I'm going to go into quotations right there and going to drop that name. So now the server knows to load Takistan. If you didn't turn on your expert settings, as soon as you hit that save, it's going to revert back to churn arrows. You're going to see it right there. It just flips right back to churn arrows. But if you're on expert mode, you're going to have access to, you know, a little bit more, and it's not going to revert back to churn arrows, and you're going to be good to go. But now you have your mods, you have your map, you have your keys, you have your mission. One thing about it again is with the offline Takistan, it needs to match that name on all sides. Make sure to save it. And now we can go ahead and start this server. All right, let's see what it's going to look like. Let's go to file browser before we do anything else. Let's go down to config. This part is so important, guys, because without this, your admin tools are just not going to work. Okay, so let's go to VPP admin tools. Let's open that real quick. And let's get this file right here that says permissions. So let's go down to the permissions file, because we need to do two things right here. The first thing that we need to do is go to either the credentials or the super admins, but I'm just going to open the credentials text, because right here, this is where we're going to be writing out our password. So this one, I'm just going to write something random here, just like Phoenix, Phoenix Rise or Phoenix Rising, just that one line. Don't delete anything else. Just make sure there's no extra spaces and save it. So that way you have a password for your VPP admin tools in game. Let's go back real quick. Now we're going to go to the super admins real quick. And here we're going to add the super admin text. And what we're going to do for this one is that we're going to delete everything out of here. And you're just going to drop your Steam 64 ID here. If you don't know how to find your Steam 64 ID, just send me a DM on Discord and I'll help you out. But let's start the server. We should have a whole bunch of mods and all this cool stuff. Let's go to general here real quick. And let's go down. Let's just get all this cool stuff and whatever. We're good to go. And something that I like to do is just close. Whenever I make modifications to my server, I just like to close out of every single little possible thing. Just because Steam works on a cloud and there's sometimes that things don't sync properly. So I like to give it a couple of minutes, close everything out, and then go right back into it. But let's go back into it. All right, so we boot up the game. We have our launcher. We have our mods. I'm just selecting these ones, even though these ones are for the event. So if you're interested in the event, go ahead and click on the description. Check the links for the website. Check the links for the Discord. You can still sign up. It's going to be April 12th, but these are going to be the servers. We have a 36 and a 50 slot for this. But look at this. We have our mods set up and fix the mods and join. We're going to put our password. You chose your password for your server. If there's a password, you go right ahead. Now that we have the password in, we go ahead. You can show the password if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to change this password. So go ahead and connect. to your server with your own pretty password. And what's going to happen here is that I'm going to have these multiple servers for the event, but I just want to show you what happens when you actually go in game and the next step. So let's just minimize out of this. Let's let the game boot up here. This game is going to actually take a while, but something that I really want to show you guys here is something that is going to be a few queues and a few green flags and a few red flags if you see them. Here on this screen, you want this to get stuck right here. That bar, the buffering, needs to get stuck right there. If it doesn't get stuck right there and it just flies through, that is a red flag. Immediately, there's a PBO issue, okay? Or a BSing or a key missing or something, right? But as if you go into the loading screen, this is still not guaranteed. It can still get stuck. There can be some errors on the XML. There can be some. The fact that it did that first pass is a good, but sometimes it can get stuck right about here. If it gets stuck here for more than 30 seconds, there's a major database error, and we have to take it to a validator and clean it up and all that stuff. I do all this stuff for you guys for free. It's really not that complicated. You can just send me a message on Discord and I do that. But little map loaded, cool beans. All right, so one thing that I like to do is go to video, make sure that everything is on extreme, and make that full screen for Okay, perfect. All right, so we're here. Everything is looking nice. And here, if I press that home key or insert key, whatever, here I'm going to be able to put in my admin password, and that's it. Now the password is in, which means that your admin tools are going to be working. You're going to be able to move around and all this cool stuff. If you have any questions with any of the steps in this process, please go ahead and send me a message on my Discord. There's also the website, but here you have it. If you press the M key, we did add the V++ map, and we have access to the map right there. This is the map that I'm going to be using for my event on the 12th, and we're going to be adding all this cool stuff to it. You guys are more than welcome to sign up, and you're also welcome to join the Discord. Everything is right there on the description below, right? But one cool thing that I want you guys to see about this right here is that everything is going to work pretty standard. If you actually go anywhere on the map and you press the backspace, your animals are going to be working completely fine. Everything is going to be working. Let me just teleport down here. So there's a couple of clothing here. It's going to be very basic because the XML hasn't been actually edited quite yet for this one, because this is just a regular server. This is not my event server, right? But what we're going to do is actually edit the XML. If you need anything with the XML, I have free XML files on my Discord, and also I have like 25 guides from like years ago that still apply today, guys. So I'm going to link those guides for the XML editing as well down there. I just like to do a couple of things like eat food, make sure that everything is working, make sure that that I can do all the admin stuff. But at the end of the day, all I want to do is make sure that the community knows how to do this for free. If you have issues, I also have a Fiverr account. I have a gig in there. You guys can check it out. It's super cheap. I'll help you out. All right. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Make sure to subscribe because I'm going to be doing tons of these guides. Catch you later.